Greetings, everyone. It's great to be with you once again. Thank you for everything you're doing in the way of service and growing and learning and maturing. Our presentation today is entitled Rosicrucian Exercises, Foundation for Daily Living 4. Studies of the Rosicrucian Order, AMORC, systematically guide us in developing self-masteries and ways to be of service. Part of this process is the crucial practice of the Rosicrucian exercises. We'll do some of these mystical and related exercises in an integrated manner, including meditation, visualization, metaphysical aid, and more. We'll guide through a series of exercises in an educational, enriching, and rejuvenating way for our experience of the Rosicrucian teachings and as a foundation for our daily living. To begin, I want to share with you an image from a mural in the Grand Temple at Rosicrucian Park in San Jose, California. On the temple's west wall near the Matras station, and it's a beautiful mural called The Laying On of Hands by the Rosicrucian artist Diana Beauvais-Sellier, who was formerly a staff artist of the Rosicrucian, I should say, of the Los Angeles County Museum. I'll give you a resource for this if you want to see the article that appeared related to it in the Rosicrucian Digest in 2017. Now, the walls and the murals in the temple at Rosicrucian Park are ornamented as in antiquity. And there's a wondrous use of colors, and they're modeled after an ancient Egyptian book entitled Book of the Coming Forth by Day. And it depicts various authentic scenes and customs of life, but also mythology of ancient Egypt. Now, it was a special service that Sora Sellier did. In a way, it's an application of the law of creativity applied in a special call for service to the order. She had various others working with her in the laying out of these various murals, which you see one before you now. Now here we'll see in this mural, it actually was originally described in June 1938 issue of the Rosicrucian Digest, and then it was applied on the wall. It shows the divine essence of the deities known as Sa. It was said to be imparted by the high priest to those who knelt before him. It is this healing energy. The same form of laying on the hands was used in conferring sovereignship or kingship or queenship in ancient Egypt and in later times. The mural, therefore, is taken indirectly from the Egyptian stele describing Queen Hatshepsut's receiving from her father the kingship of both banks of the river. The incense burner held above the canopy closely resembles an ancient artifact in the Rosicrucian Egyptian Museum. I particularly wanted to show you this mural because it relates to some Rosicrucian exercises and is referred to as contact healing. We'll do an exercise related to contact healing, or in a way preliminary to it. And we'll also do absent healing or metaphysical healing as part of our exercises today. In that regard, let me show you this exercise. It works with the hands. This diagram is originally from a Between the Lines promotional booklet dating back to 1942, but it was published in subsequent years as well. And it shows two illustrations for two different experiments that I invite you to do now with me. And this ties in with the flow of the vital life force throughout our bodies. With the incoming of air, there's the vital life force. And that's why there's so many ways in which the breath is revitalizing, re-energizing, and healing to us. And part of the mastery of life is indeed the mastery of the breath. We'll apply our breathing in a particular way in these two exercises, and later in the series of exercises we're going to do throughout the hour that we're together now. Also important to understand these exercises, we're going to be working with the autonomic nervous system, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system. We'll apply those two nervous systems in a variety of ways, also in our later exercises that we'll do. We deal with both a positive polarity and a negative polarity in a variety of ways in our life in our Rosicrucian exercises. I'll outline this more as we continue. But what I invite you now, in regard to the first diagram that's on the left, place your 5 fingers of both your hands together in such a way that they point away from your body. So similar to what you see on the left, but pointing away from your body. And be sure that the palms of the hands are separated by about 1.5 inches, like we see in illustration number 1 on the left. Do not press the tips of the fingers too strongly, just firmly. Hold them this way for several minutes. We'll actually do approximately 3 minutes. And you'll notice that heat is being generated in the open space between the palms. Now, this will be ordinary body heat. Part of the value of the many Rosicrucian exercises is for us to become more sensitive in a physical way, a mental, emotional way, a psychic way, and an overall mystical way. You can just breathe as normal for this part of the exercise. Soon I'll direct you in a different form of breathing. This exercise is very simple. It allows us to take time out from our active lives, focus and be sensitive. And we can use those skills all the more throughout our day when we're speaking with others, when we're doing our tasks. Focus on this task will help us to stay focused on the task for the rest of the day. Just be sensitive, see if you're sensing any particular energy in the heat between the palms of your hands, keeping them about 1.5 inches apart at the base. Many of these exercises of the Rosicrucians are highly meditative in their nature in an indirect way. It's another feature that we can enjoy now. So we deepen our experience over this hour. Now, don't do it quite yet, but I'm going to instruct you next soon to take a long breath and hold it. The Rosicrucians refer to as positive breathing. And when you do that, I think you'll find that the heat is increasing between your palms so that the flesh of the palms begin to tingle. You even feel a charge of the life force between your hands and your palms. So I invite you now, take a long, deep breath and hold it for as long as comfortable and see what happens. And when you need to breathe out, feel free to do so. And if you wish to try it again, take a long, deep breath and hold it and see if the effect intensifies. You need to breathe out. And you can do these exercises with your eyes open or them closed. You might find it particularly valuable to have your eyes closed and turn more inward to the sensations. Let's do a final third deep breath and hold it. When you need to breathe out, do so. And just hold your eyes closed for a moment and feel the sensation as it continues in your body and your hands. The tingling you may be feeling in your hands is a very enriching type, not the type that we call pins and needles where there's lack of oxygen, but just the exact opposite. These exercises pertain to, in a certain direct and indirect way, methods of contact healing when passed down through the ages, known to the Rosicrucians, and similar to what we see or saw on the mural. Next, we're going to do the second exercise. It's illustrated on the right. Illustration number 2. Now take the thumb of your right hand firmly in the grip of the thumb and first 2 fingers of your left hand as illustrated. Have the fingers or the other fingers of the right hand extended so they do not touch the left hand. Now do not squeeze the thumb. And in a relatively light grip, hold the thumb. Let us continue to do this for about another 2 minutes. And just see what it feels like for you. And then there'll be more instructions. Again, you may wish to close your eyes and just have your concentration on sensing thumb that's being held, the fingers and thumb that's holding it. This can be like a meditative and reflective type experience. It also is a concentration exercise. I think you'll be feeling what may be described as ordinary body heat or warmth. But we're going to go beyond that shortly. Soon I'll advise you, but don't do it quite yet. We're going to take another long breath and hold it while you feel not just the ordinary body warmth, the positive energy generated in the right thumb. And the two fingers passing to the left thumb and going up the left arm. So I invite you to do so now. Hold your breath, breathe in deeply, and hold it as long as comfortable. And when you need to, exhale. And when it's comfortable again, take another deep breath and hold it. Still holding your hands and fingers as indicated. And when you need to, breathe out again. You may keep your eyes closed and just feel the inner sensations associated with your arms and hands. And now when you're ready, take another deep breath and hold it. When you need to, this way we can have an experience of the positive energy in the body associated with the vital life force and how it can move and circulate through the body. In this case, down the right arm into the left. This closely relates to that mural that we saw, and how energy can be passed, not only from within ourselves to others in a form of contact healing that's dealt with in a systematic way through the Rosicrucian exercises and the monthly monographs. We'll follow this up with another Rosicrucian method of healing, the absent healing and metaphysical aid. From these first two exercises, you've had a taste of preliminaries to one of the forms of healing of the Rosicrucians. There's much more described, and the next parts of the healing practice are given in the monographs. I know many of them practice them, as were indicated on for our family members. Okay, so now let us continue. You see before you now a symbolic indication, something very special to Rosicrucians. It's the vault of CRC. It's described in the Rosicrucian Manifesto, dating from around 1614, the Fama Fraternitatis. We see here the seven-sided polygon, equal-sided heptagon. Within it, we have the rose cross. The vault of CRC is said to be seven-sided, and it is a story of its discovery. And lying inside it was a figure named Christian Rosenkranz, known also as CRC, a traditional master and teacher in our order, but symbolic also of our divine nature within ourselves and our own selves on the path of self-mastery. And in the discovery of the vault, there's the awakening of CRC, which we'll enact during our period of meditation and mystical exercises today. The cross in the Rosicrucian tradition has no religious meaning. It has a mystical meaning, deep experience of the laws of nature. The vertical bar and the horizontal bar indicate the two polarities coming together to form a manifestation at the intersection. The rose, which is our unfolding lives, our growing maturity. As each petal unfolds, we learn new lessons, a new way in life. We're going to ascend to the heights of the celestial sanctum, in a way reenacting the awakening, the coming into cosmic consciousness of CRC. You'll see in this next slide the vault. Like that, when we're learning and growing, start to sense more deeply our spiritual nature. We start to sense within ourselves the living CRC, our divine within, the master within. Increasingly, as we grow and learn in our lives, we start to awaken it, and it can move, start to express itself. Start to sense that we're made up of a finite nature and infinite nature, and of increasing realization of that infinite plane, and how the two interpenetrate and form a unity. In a way, it reminds me of the story. It's much beloved by many mathematicians and others, called Flatland, the mathematician Abbott. And he talks about persons that were dwelling in just two dimensions. If they were imprisoned or stuck inside a room, if they could but realize there's a third dimension, they could rise out. That's what we're going to do similar by analogy when we rise to the heights of the celestial sanctum and move from the finite plane to the infinite plane. From the four dimensions of the space-time continuum, three physical dimensions, and the dimension of time, we're passing also fifth dimension, we describe as the law of vibration, the vibration of the phenomena. But we'll go beyond even those dimensions to much higher dimensions. As we rise up in the cosmic, as is our practice, we'll start to sense the vastness of the cosmos. Here depicted is the colorized scene of the Milky Way, our home, we'll pass through and out of. We'll continue to rise, ascend to the heights of the celestial sanctum, take in the entirety of the cosmos. And then we move increasingly from the finite plane to the infinite plane, going way beyond the speed of light, our inner nature, and do things that the outer nature cannot. And we're not restricted by the physical laws of nature. But we go into how they're mirrored on the infinite plane. We can rise up higher and higher until we come to the very center of the cosmos, the center of our being, and move fully into the infinite plane. And you see how it radiates its great lines of energy, helping create the universe, the way that the Rosicrucians refer to as the cosmic, which is the universal intelligence permeating and radiating throughout the cosmos. And we'll use that to do the metaphysical aid to all in need. These matters remind me too of in earlier years. I remember being in another city and where I grew up, and exploring all the back roads and byways, all for miles around. As in the book Rosicrucian Cycles of Life, and the map, just the book, the Self-Mastering the Cycles of Life, Fate, by past Imperator H. Spencer Lewis. Those born close to around in part of July and June, and that seventh period of the year, they like to explore in a very detailed way their surroundings and within themselves. And I remember sometimes we'd have visitors that come in to us, and they'd like to go out and see around the countryside. Sometimes we take them in some areas where tourists wouldn't know about, but they're very much of note, very beautiful scenes of nature. Now, some of the roads had signs saying not a through road. And when I would direct a person to drive through there, they would have some hesitancy because they said, "Are you suggesting that we're going to drive through not a through road?" Yes, we're going to go through not a through road. Similarly, there'd be times we would take them out and on foot, and there were some roads we would go or streets we go on, and it said no exit, and we'd head in, and they say, "Are we going to have to back up?" No, we're not going to back up. We're going to exit this no exit road. The sign was for the vehicle, but for those who are traveling lighter on foot, one could exit. Indeed, um, you could pass over the various ridge or high points and take the path downward, which a car could not go. Similarly, in the scene here, it may seem at times like as we rise up in the cosmic, that we're trying to go through not a through road, or particularly when we rise up higher and higher in the infinite plane, that we're exiting a no exit road. Yes, there are things that our outer nature cannot do, but our inner nature can do. And as we grow in maturity and mastery, we can use these and apply these for great effect on both the finite plane and the infinite plane, and the tremendous healing that humanity and all need. So at this stage, I invite you as we continue our exercises and our lessons to close your eyes and follow the instructions of the booklet, Liber 777. Before we do that, we'll purify ourselves further. Those two initial exercises and the diagram we saw before us in this celestial sanctum by the law of purification and the law of attunement, particularly the law of cosmic attunement. Seeing inspiring diagrams in a way are psychic and mystical exercise. Let's continue with some neutral breathing, our eyes closed, seated or lying down comfortably. Just feel the gentle rhythm of the breath, the incoming of the air, sense the increasing presence of the divine within, the master within. And with the going of the air, feel the stimulation of the vagus nerve, which gives rise to the relaxation response. Enjoy the increased calm, tranquility, and serenity. So the incoming breath, feel the increasing presence of the divine within. And with the outgoing relaxation response. And you may wish to extend your exhalation a little longer than the inhalation. And that'll intensify the relaxation response and the stimulation of the vagus nerve. Just enjoy this enriching physical, psychic, intellectual, emotional, and overarching mystical experience, as simple as it seems. The incoming of the breath is a vital life force, the increasing presence of divine within. Feel the increased tingling of the flow of the vital life force in our body. And the relaxation response, especially if we prolong our exhalation. A very simple exercise, but never to be underestimated. And we'll feel for the rest of the day the enrichment that this is causing to us now. As we do this on a regular basis, a momentum is built up. There's a cumulative effect and a way of life. Can we use this relaxation and the acuity of mind that comes with it to stay on task, to be more competent? And whenever challenges come up in our life, Remember this experience and the deep maturity with it, and the relaxation, the accompanying acuity and clarity of mind. Just extend the breath. Remember and turn inward briefly. We'll be all the more ready to embrace whatever needs to be done. This is the way these Rosicrucian exercises become extremely practical. Everything we're doing now is for our healing and the healing of others, our growth and maturity, and the mastery of life itself. Just continue with the breathing we've been doing. I think you'll find too that you move towards what's called autonomic balance. There's a balancing of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. As we go deeper into these exercises, we'll even become parasympathetic dominant for a time. And that's okay. I think you'll find that your heart rate is slowing up. Your heart is becoming more efficient. I think you'll find too that you're moving towards optimal heart rate variability. Heart isn't being like a metronome, but your heart is, each heartbeat is a different duration because it's steering you through life like we're steering a car. The heart responds to what is needed, and the nervous system and our entire faculties will adjust the heartbeat accordingly. It's very enriching, it's very ennobling, it's very healing. I think with the tingling in your body too, you'll find that each cell, your body, is imbued with the life force, what Rosicrucians call the cosmic consciousness, consciousness pervading all through the cosmos. We'll increasingly move into that consciousness, the cosmic. A wonderful thing that happens with meditation and relaxation is that the mitochondria, the subcellular structures in each one of our cells that are responsible for generating 90% of the energy in our bodies, they stop leaving the cells due to stress, come back in, they stay in, and they're far more effective. And that's why these exercises that we're doing now are very energizing, re-energizing. The simple breathing exercise and the other exercise we're about to do have a wonderful dual action. They're very restive. They help us rest deeply. They help us get caught up on sleep. At the same time, we remain alert and we become increasingly re-energized. You'll be feeling it now, but you may be feeling it even more later today for whatever you need to do, your mission in life, discharge your responsibilities and duties. An even degree of satisfaction, enjoyment, and richness. Let's continue with the neutral breaths, extending the exhalation, possibly breathing a little deeper than usual. Just feel like a symphonic action, the music of the body, our minds and hearts. A wondrous, tonic, healing, making whole effect that we can give to others. Applying the law of service, and the law of attunement we're applying now, particularly the law of cosmic attunement. Now, for riders and soarers and participants, so purified, let us prepare to ascend to the heights of the celestial sanctum, as described in the slide before us. I invite you now to keep your eyes closed, and let's apply a prayer and invocation. You may wish to say after me. May the divine essence of the cosmic Cleanse me of all impurities of mind and body, that I may commune with the celestial sanctum. May my mortal consciousness be so enlightened that any imperfections of my thinking may be revealed to me. May I be given the power of will to correct them. I humbly petition that I may perceive the fullness of nature and partake thereof, ever consistent with the cosmic good. So mote it be. Now, brothers and sisters, let us ascend from the vault of CRC, rising up in illumination and regeneration, up above our home, building or dwelling where we're at, up over our surrounding neighborhood, our town or city or local geographic area. Let us continue to rise up higher and higher, faster and faster, as we begin to transcend space and time, enjoying the exhilaration of the ascent, seen below our province or state, and now our entire great nation or country. See the land forms of nature, the great weather systems, and rise up higher and higher, and take in now our continent, our hemisphere, now the entire beautiful blue jewel of the earth, rotating about its axis, similar to how we, in a symbolic way, rotate about our spine, our holy temple, body. And we see the wondrous beauty, the pure white light reflected from the moon, our local satellite, revolving around the earth. Let us look up and see the beautiful elliptical orbits, our home, the solar system, the great fiery ball of the sun, our local star, now traveling faster and faster past the planets and their wondrous beauty, the outer reaches of our solar system, goes past myriad stellar phenomena, the quasars, the pulsars, the interstellar gases, black holes balancing the universe, the great cosmic web connecting the great structure of the universe and the stars. Start to sense the great spiraling action and rotation of our home, our local galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy. As past myriad stars and nebula within the Milky Way. Sense the great arms, and let's pass out our local arm and look back. The wondrous beauty of the Milky Way galaxy. And look up and see other spiral galaxies and galaxies in other forms. Let's continue to rise higher and higher, as described earlier in the instructions of the booklet, Liber 777. Let's continue to rise higher and higher, past myriad stars and nebula and galaxies, and even clusters of galaxies. Many, many clusters of galaxies. Sense the psychic vibrations, a full range of vibrations, what the Rosicrucians describe as the cosmic keyboard. Enjoy this great sea of vibrations like a great harmony. A harmony of the spheres, the music of the cosmos. Back all is vibration. Everything manifests through the law of vibration, the law of manifestation. Past the myriad stars and nebula and clusters of galaxies. And now even superclusters of galaxies, passing out from our local supercluster galaxies and see the vastness of the universe, supercluster of galaxy, one after the other, suggesting the infinite, increasingly tremendous vastness on the finite plane, increasingly suggesting to us the vastness of cosmic consciousness, our consciousness of the entirety of the universal mind that we're linked to deep within, and suggesting the passage from the finite plane to the infinite plane. I ourselves may view this like a no exit road, but our inner nature knows how to exit. Let's do so now. We rise higher and higher. Increasingly let the divine within, the master within, take over as we surrender to it. Be receptive to it. It knows the rest of the journey. As all the clusters of galaxies, and sense the stupendous action of the entire structure of the universe, since the universe as a whole, revolving about a great cosmic axis. And you sense the presence of that great cosmic axis go at tremendous speed beyond the speed of light toward its midpoint, the center of the cosmos, at the center of our being. As you come to that great midpoint from the cosmic axis, blow up and dwell there. Increasingly make the passage from the finite plane to the infinite plane, increasing realization of the divine within, the divine mind within us, and throughout creation all around us. Let us dwell for a period in silence. On the infinite plane. Fathers and sorors and participants, let us continue to experience the cosmic. Identify our mind with the cosmic mind. Cosmic being the universal intelligence deep within us and throughout all creation. Fused in the finite plane through the infinite plane. As increasingly surrender to the divine within. Increasingly move from the finite plane, as vast it is, to the infinite plane. And you may wish to picture your sacred space, your celestial sanctum. Occasionally, you may wish to make it the temple of the cosmos all around you, or maybe an inspiring place in nature back on Earth, a high hill or a mountaintop, or by a great lake, or along the ocean shore, sacred grove, beautiful meadow. Just fill in the sights and sounds, the center of your being, the holy temple it is, the celestial sanctum. Fill in the sights and sounds and all the impressions, physical, mental, emotional, psychic, and mystical. Feel great gratitude, great sense of exhilaration to be at this high point of consciousness. Just to picture incense rising, the seekers on this conference call with us, the visible and invisible masters, Grand Lodge officers and Imperator, Supreme Grand Lodge officers, the Rosicrucian Order AMORC with us. When you filled in all the impressions, both in inner and outer nature, just release it and let go. Let the manifestation of the visualization increasingly take place. Let us dwell for a time in silence together and feel whatever there is to feel. Indeed, feel all there is to feel. If your mind wanders, just lovingly, gently bring it back. The simple discipline of the breath. And experience the cosmic as we surrender and be receptive to it. Fridays and sorrows and participants at this high point of the meeting of many minds. Let's conduct the baptism of the vital life force. Picture and visualize the life force like a gentle rain or a flow of a waterfall descending on your entire being, enriching and ennobling and revitalizing you. So let the vital life force flow through the whole holy temple, your body and the celestial sanctum, through your head and your neck, your chest, your arms, your limbs, descending through your body like a special baptism on high. After a certain point, you won't need to picture it anymore. Just let it flow. Let it happen in gratitude. This is the esoteric understanding of the fountain of youth. Now let's conduct another spiritual operation and exercise at the heights of the celestial sanctum. Picture a white light rotating around your heart and psychic heart in a counterclockwise fashion. Counterclockwise, as if you were viewing yourself in the front of your chest. Make large swings, getting closer and closer as you go around and around, closer and closer to the center of your heart. Feel the great energy of the swings as you go around and around. Go around 7 times the 7 sides of the vault of CRC. Go around more, that's okay as you count them. And when you reach the center of your heart, stay there and dwell in peace profound. allowing the white energy fill your heart and radiate out from you, filling the cosmos. That white energy radiating out. Picture it as love and well-being going out from the heart center of your being and the cosmos, radiating love and well-being out. So you conduct the work of the Silent Council in conjunction with the Council of Solace of the Grand Lodge, radiating love and well-being in the form of this white light to all those who have petitioned the Grand Lodge for guidance and healing, and radiate love and well-being to all those who have petitioned our affiliate bodies of the Rosicrucian Order AMORC for guidance and healing, and radiate love and well-being to all those you know who are in need of guidance and healing. And let's continue to radiate love and well-being to all sentient beings throughout the cosmos who are in need of guidance and healing. Let the energy flow at a tremendous rate out from you. Use the inner spiritual force to allow this to happen. At a certain point, I think you'll need to make no conscious effort. So continue to flow to the radiations of the divine within as we surrender to it. And the radiations will even speed up and we'll know we're reaching those in need. And when that happens, just completely surrender. Being the love and radiations going forth, filling the universe, merging our mind with the cosmic mind. Being the cosmic mind. Experiencing as the cosmic mind experiences these radiations of love and well-being. Assume the cosmic mind now. Continue to be one with the cosmic mind in the consciousness of the cosmic. One with the one. In the most profound form of peace. Peace profound. Soon we'll formally close this period of metaphysical aid, but we'll continue the meditation, mystical exercises a while longer. Assured that these radiations of love and well-being to all those in need continue as a way of life throughout our day as part of our mission in living. To formally close this period of the work of the Silent Council in conjunction with the Council of Solace and the Sending of Metaphysical Aid, I invite you to say with me now, if it pleases the cosmic, it is done. So mote it be. Let us dwell a while longer at the heights of the celestial sanctum, having applied over 50 Rosicrucian laws and principles, including the law of correspondence between the inner and the outer, the law of polarity or duality, the law of unity, move from the finite to the infinite plane, the experience of union, the law of service and the radiating love and well-being, the law of assumption. Now, amongst many other laws we've applied, let us apply the law of gratitude. Before we begin our descents from the heights of celestial sanctum, we may wish to express thank you and gratitude to all those who have taught us well, to all those who have loved us well, to all those who have sacrificed well on our behalf, for all those who have shown an uplifting example in the way of self-mastery, and gratitude to fill our birthright in cosmic attunement this time and always. Brothers and sorors and participants, let us begin our descent from the heights of the celestial sanctum, moving at tremendous speed way beyond the speed of light, past the myriad stars and galaxies, superclusters of galaxies, clusters of galaxies, the black holes, the great structure of cosmic web throughout the cosmos. And let us see in the distance supercluster that is our local home, pass through it, into it, a myriad clusters of galaxies. See in the distance as we move faster and faster towards our local cluster of galaxies and plunge into it, past the myriad beauty and wonders, harmony of the spheres. See in the distance the wondrous Milky Way galaxy, our home, and let us plunge into its arm where we dwell, past the myriad stars and stellar phenomena, pulsars and quasars, and see in the distance our solar system, the great fiery ball of the sun, our local star, the beautiful blue jewel of the earth, the holy temple of the earth, the hemisphere where we left off, the continent where we left off, great nation, country, or province or state, or city or local geographic area. Let us say together, final prayer and invocation. May the God of my heart sanctify this attunement of self with its celestial sanctum. So mote it be. Let us continue further on to our neighborhood, the building, dwelling, or home where we left off. Back in the room, however we're situated, seated or lying down, feeling enriched and noble, remade, all the more ready for the work and worship of the Rosicrucian Order now and always, fulfilling our mission in life. We'll continue to take this state of mind and awareness as a way of life and use it in all that we do, applying the law of transmutation and all we contact in healing, and all that we say to others. Let it radiate to all in need. And when you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes and give a stretch if you wish. By way of conclusion, I will say thank you very much for joining us as we continue to explore Rosicrucian laws and principles. and also fundamentally their experience. So we have first-hand contact with them and know them firsthand. We can apply them in wisdom and creative expression for mastery of life, harmonious living, and service.